our microcosm has been put here by God so that we might make the difference in the macrocosm. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
There was somebody, a friend of mine, by the name, what's her name? Sometimes I forget. Oh yeah, Teresa of Calcutta or something.
Mother Teresa of Calcutta.
Yeah, Mother Teresa.
Now saint.
Yes, now saint. Yeah, I was there for the canonization. I was there for the beatification. But what I mean is, I had plenty to do with Mother Teresa, as you know in my book. So one day, she had a pen, and she said that, "Hey, listen, can this pen write by itself?" I said, "Mother, how can it be? A pen cannot write by itself. You know that." And she looked at me and she said, "Well, remember, if you are humble enough to be this pen in the hands of the Almighty, He can do wonders through you."
Okay.
And so that is the secret of everything, being a pen in the hands of God, because He can do it. He's the Almighty. He can do anything. Am I right?
Yes, you are.
So if we allow Him to use us, then we can truly make the difference in the world that we live in.
And this has happened also to you. You came from a small town and you ended up in the eternal city.
Yeah.
And how do you explain that?
Well, that's a long story. It's in my. I guess you do know I'm a kid from the Bronx.
So not so small.
Well, my neighborhood was kind of relatively small. Crotona Avenue, Arthur Avenue. Those are kind of small. And by the way, we just this morning we got the announcement that we have a new bishop in Brooklyn, and he's a kid from the Bronx. How do you like them apples? That happens, and it's really. I always owe everything to the providence of God. I had no idea that at the age of 18, I really was going to become a priest.
And what did you think you would become?
I had. I was just walking and doing something in a place called Broadway, so I figured that would have been my call.
You felt the bright lights would shine.
Yes, and then something happened that really changed my attitude. When in between shows, I remember, I was going into this church that does not exist anymore. A small church, but not because there was air conditioning. There was no air conditioning. It was cooler than outside.
Yeah.
It was just the summer of New York in those days. It was kind of hot.
So this must have been it must have been 1950 or so.
I would say, to be exact, was 1949, 1950.
So the world was filled with light, the sun was bright.
Yes.
You were young.
Oh, yes, very much so.
And the city was right there.
That is correct.
For you to take.
Yes.
And, but there must be something in your father or in your mother which led you to go into that church.
Not really. This is the beauty of the whole thing. My father was a wonderful man. He had come to this country in the early 20s.
From
Calabria. And he
Calabria.
He was
they say that
he belonged to a very, very well-to-do family, but he wanted something extra. He was young, he was not 21, and he was interested. He was a socialist of Turati at that time, the real. And so he told me that he was interested in the people. And it's interesting that he always impressed upon me that the most important thing for me in the future was to take care of the people.
Yes.
Later on, for me, would be the people of God, but the people, for him, was the people. So much so, and this is coming to mind right now, that when I was ordained, he actually gave me his own 10 commandments. He wrote them. I still had them, unfortunately. On one of my journeys to Los Angeles, someone actually stole my suitcase, and I never recovered because I always kept them in my breviary, those 10 commandments. And all those 10 commandments would say, take care of the people. That was the main. And that was most probably some of the things that really convinced me that I could not be an actor, in other words, representing someone that was not me, but I wanted to be the real one. And
the authentic life.
that is correct. And that's why
And
I wanted Jesus to be, like representing Jesus with the people.